talk about the green bean coffee related stuff. Thanks for coming here, Maria, and thanks for the invite, Kelvin. Of course, Maria from Belco,
Yes.
and Kelvin, of course, from Coffex Coffee and also Mono Origin. Yeah. So let's start off by discussing about Belco. Can you introduce us to the audience? Of course, not many people will know Belco, the name. Only maybe the coffee roasters or the green bean traders will know the name Belco. But layman people like home brewers or someone consume coffee every day, they do not know Belco.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to
Hello.
introduce the company?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Maria. Coming from Belco, Colombia. Belco is actually is a French company who started importing specialty coffee in France and in Europe. And we have some operations, some agency offices in other countries, like in the producing origin countries. In this case, I'm coming from the office in Colombia. And what we do there is to work hand in hand with the producers in order to be able to send the coffee in a good quality for our clients, not only in France or in Europe, but now in other places like here in Malaysia, into Pakistan, the US, Middle East, and so that's basically what we do.
Okay. Belco heavily emphasize on sustainability in the overall company's website.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about that? What does it mean by sustainability? I saw some agroforestry, there are some different category of sustainability. To the mass, they have no idea what is this about. Do you mind to tell us about that?
Yes, of course. In Belco, when we talk about sustainability, we talk about like ensuring the high quality in every term for the coffee, which means, of course, the good quality in the cup, but also the good pay to the producer, and of course, making a positive impact for the environment. So when you're talking about the agroforestry or other practices, it's just different examples of what we can do, what we can maybe teach, for example, or train producers in Colombia to be able to make more greener practices or apply greener practices at their farms, which is a challenge because what they have been taught the majority of their production or their life as a producers was like, don't put shade on your crops because maybe the production will be lower. Apply a lot of pesticides in order to control the diseases. So that's what we have been trying to change step by step, working with them and showing that there is a way to have more eco greener practices, which of course, as I'm telling you, is a challenge, but that's what we've been working with. And that's how when we talk about sustainability, is everything, not just the environment, but of course the environment is a huge part of it.
Huge part of it right now, especially for the reason like 2 to 3 years of period of time, especially we have climate change.
Yes.
And I think the green bean has been shot through, the price of green beans have been shot through that through the ceiling, that achieving the price that never been before, highest in our human history before, right? So let's talk about between the relationship between Belco and Coffex Coffee. Like, Kelvin, how do you started this relationship with working with Belco? Like, what attracts you to? Of course, you are the person who runs Mono Origin, who emphasize on highly on ethical sourcing coffee beans. Beside that, right? What is the thing that Belco has to offer to you that makes you started the business transaction?
I think because before I started the brand Mono Origin, I was at a Impact seminar. I was invited to Impact seminar last year to FAF, which we've been working for 12 years. And during the seminar, I learned a lot about environment. I learned a lot about carbon in the supply chain. I learned about farming, how to look after the environment while doing your farming practices. Because basically, your environment is your friend. Your environment is not your enemy, because the environment gives you everything that's good in agriculture production, like coffee, for example. You need sunlight, you need the soil, you need the climate, you need shade. You need the whole ecosystem to work together. So it's quite common in farming practices to just take everything from the environment, from the soil, and not give it back the proper nourishment, the proper love, the proper care. So when I was at Impact Seminar, I saw all that, and I started asking questions with Angel Barrera, because he seems very naturally connected to environment. He's naturally very caring, loving to the environment. So I want to work with people like that, because I don't want to work with people who abuse environment, because the coffee or the food you consume from malpractices will poison our bodies. And I don't want
Absolutely.
that to my customers. I don't want that to myself. Yeah. So when I came back after the event, my mind was open, my heart was open, and I really have to do something responsible with my company and responsibility to the industry. So that's where I started the brand called Mono Origin. The M in Mono is really to serve mankind. So all the good things we want to serve mankind. The O represents the planet. We want the brand, we want the way we do things to protect our planet. The N represents nature. We want to preserve nature along the way when we do business. And in order to guide us completely, the last O is karma. So everything we do, we must be good for our own karma. Because if you do something bad, please don't expect good things to come around to us. So every thought, every intention, every gesture, every direction has to represent Mono holistically.
Kelvin, do you mind me asking for on behalf of the mass people, what is Impact Seminar?
Impact Seminar was hosted by FAF. They got in researchers from universities, researchers from Wangenin, students from Wangenin, researchers that are specializing in carbon in the supply chain, carbon footprint, ecologists, environmentalists, so all coming together to present what they see at a farm level, and what are the things they see that they are detriment, what are the things they see that are good for farming. So as a result, when you do something, you have to consider that our home is the planet. Our home is not our houses. We are within the house that you live in is within this planet. So technically our planet is our only home. So if we are malpracticing, or we are abusing the water, we are abusing the air, we are polluting the planet, these will all come back to haunt us and our future generations in the future. So learning all that gives us a good sense of responsibility, that we need to look after our home, our only home, in order to preserve the future of humanity.
The future generations.
All right, that's cool. Talking about when I start doing research on Belco, of course, obviously from the website itself, there's one thing really attract me on many eyeballs. I believe Belco been practicing cell shipment. Is that why is that? And is that more? How many years has Belco been practicing that, and what is the benefit of doing the cell shipping? Cell shipment means you only use wind, right?
Yes.
To push the shipment, right?
Yes.
Instead of using, I don't know, what are you using? Diesel?
Diesel.
Diesel, yeah.
Yes.
So for the logistic, the traditional logistic. So this is pushing more into green, right? But what is
Yes.
the objective of having a sales shipment? How long been Belco? Also, how long been Belco been practicing sales shipment?
Yes. Well, Belco lives in sustainability in all the way. So we've been doing this for 3 years. The first year we did it, it was with a really like small sail vessel. It was a really small boat. So it was just like the first trial. But now, in Colombia, we've done it twice. This is the second one. Just sailed like 2 weeks ago, so it's on the way to France. What we want to achieve with this is to reduce the carbon footprint up to 90%. There's no like sound pollution, and also no leak of fuel of oil in the ocean. And also the conditions for the coffee or the cacao that we transport in these vessels are better than in the regular or the traditional vessels,
In what way that is better?
because they are the boat have like a good warehouse behind underneath the surface. So the coffee is like the temperature changes oscillate between 15 and 65 degrees, while in a traditional vessel it can be from 0 to 155 degrees. It's, in the air, the rain, the sun, so it can be really, really hot. The containers are on top of all of them. So in the vessel, the coffee is well controlled. Is in the
Below
how do you
deck.
say, like below? Yes. And yeah, the temperature is better control. So of course that's better for the product.
And does Belco owns all this logistic?
No, we contract this with a company, a French company called Tote. They have built until now two vessels. The idea is that they build six, and also the idea is one of the vessels to have it only for the Pacific routes. So maybe at some point to bring it here to this side of the world. At the moment, the routes we have is from Colombia to France. It stops once in Canada. Also, we have done it from Brazil last year. We've done it this year also from Central America. And the idea for the next year is to have 7 trips to Europe. I mean, all over, sorry, but from the different origin countries to Europe.
I see. But does Belco has all the shipment all out with the sales shipment?
We have like exclusivity for coffee in volume, because this sale has capacity for 1,000 ton
I see.
in
Per
general,
shipment.
in total. Yes. We have been filling it with like 500 tons of coffee and a bit of cacao as well. So we have exclusivity for, I think, the first maybe 3 years, and then from then on we will see. But yeah, we
Is
are
there-
committed to that.
Is there any pipeline that Belco will commit 100% all sales shipment in near future?
Yes, that's our goal.
Okay, all right. And how many years to come? Is it 10 years to come or 15 years to come?
The objective is until 2030,
Oh, okay, all right. That's
so
cool.
5 years.
Okay, all right. And with the website also emphasize heavily on traceability,
Yes.
right? If let's say consumer like home brewers, someone
Yes.
like home brewers or everyday baristas, right? Commercial barista, right? What is traceability to them? Like, what does it mean to them? For can they buy their products with the logo from the roaster? How do they know there's traceability, or how important is the traceability for like everyday baristas?
I think we
It
talked
is-
about this morning in the car.
Yes, it is essential. It is essential for at least for Belco. We believe it is essential because when you know where your product comes from, well, you know what impact can you make into it. um, who is behind the production, what are they applying in their farm, and that's why we offer this, and we, like, we're always open to receive, but when they cannot come to Colombia or to these regions, we can show in a way, like with maybe photos, videos, interviews. We are the direct connection between the producers and the roasters or the home brewers, or so it's really important, I think, for the people, I mean, for the final consumer, to be able to ask to this supplier, in this case the roaster, for example, where this coffee comes from. It's really important. It's really important for them to know, so they can decide on what type of product they are drinking, what are the impact they are making it by buying this type of product. Because when you know you're making an impact, you're willing to pay a bit more. Why not? Because you're doing something good for the environment and for yourself and for, of course, the producers in this case.
Understand. Now, we talk a little bit about the climate change topic a little bit, right? So famously or infamously, which is the drought in Brazil 2024. And we talk about tariff later on. Let's focus on the drought 2024, right? What are because it affects the whole industry, one of the reasons why the green bean trading been so sky roofing for the price, because of drought. It started because of drought. Is there Belco doing anything about for the farmers in terms of any new innovation technology to adapt this environment, this kind of climate change?
Yes, actually, there is like a really important part of Belco, which is called transition. This is we have a whole team working on this, and transition means the transition between the traditional way of agriculture to this new one towards more greener practices. And actually, in Belco, in Colombia, we're applying this project called Intensive Ecological Agriculture, which is kind of a school. So we are using in a farm a special plot, like 1 or 2 hectares, in order to try the different types of ecological practices, in order to show to other producers that it is possible to do it. It is possible to have good production, to have higher yields. So that's what we're doing, for example, with the school. Not only with agroforestry, like type a plant native trees, because this brings more biodiversity as well. Of course, makes it more like the ecosystem can work in balance. Also, to have not just not just coffee monoculture, but also using other type of products along with the coffee trees. So yeah, just those are examples with agroforestry, or using other crops with the coffee. But also, for example, to prepare some bio inputs, like how do you call, like when you do this, I forgot to say, but not apply fertilizers, but to make it your own with natural products, or reuse, different the cascara of the coffee, or
Biochar,
The fruits.
biochar, exactly, those
bionutrients.
kind of things. That's what I mean.
Okay. Now, right now, everyday topic, business people are really afraid to look at this word called tariff, right? I believe that there's this word from Trump, and a tariff application that to all the tradings, and I believe what's the percent for Malaysian to trade with the USA? 24, 22?
I think so.
It's about
I'm,
that,
I'm
right?
not sure. So
Yeah.
I'm not paying much attention because we don't trade anything
To USA,
to
right?
USA. Yeah.
But I'm sure Belco does trade a lot with USA. Is that true?
Actually, we just started last year.
Okay.
Because well, and at least from Belco Colombia, because we just got it our license, exporting license, last year, which the idea was to start exporting coffee to other countries. So yeah, we have done it like 3 times, and the idea is to continue. But it's just something really recent. It's not that we have been doing it a lot.
All right. What is the impact for the coffee, like the Coffex coffee? Is there any impact so far?
Of course. I mean, if you look
Indirectly.
of course, indirectly, there is an impact because whatever things is done, tariffs to Brazil, Brazil is the largest producer in the world, obviously will have an impact to all the other producers. It will influence the price, volatility in price. We have 2 historic highs this year. Now it's gone back down a little bit, but for me, I'm very concerned because of this volatility. When is the correct time to purchase the coffee? Nobody wants to purchase coffee as its peak high price. So when is the correct time? So it's always a challenge for us. But if let's say I'm running low on stock, I don't have a choice. I have to make the call. And of course, it will impact us in a way that if I were to raise prices because I bought my coffee at a high prices, how would my customer react here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we always has to consider the whole supply line, supply chain. We have to consider that. And obviously, I wish to buy at the lowest point in time, but when is that? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. But what is the long-term impact on the tariff to Malaysian market first? Let's talk about Malaysian market
Well,
first. Yeah.
for example, let's say the big tariff, that 50% is being applied to Brazil,
Yes.
right? So if Brazil is not supplying much after the tariff implementation, so Americans got to look at other supplying countries like Colombia, like Costa Rica, like Honduras, which causes a lot of pressure. And the rest of the world is also trying to compete to also source the coffee from the same countries that the Americans are now trying to buy from. So if I were to have a blend that consists, let's say, Honduras or Colombian, it can pose a bit of challenge because the price will naturally get higher because all these are governed by market forces, supply and demand. So when the demand goes up and the supplies are shorter, the price goes up. That's quite natural. So I think for Coffex, we are looking at all angles, all sources from around the world, and look at little gaps, look at little lags. So what I mean by little lags is that some countries are reacting slower to the price increase. So we are looking at those lags in order to fulfill some of our little gaps that we may want to replace coffee from a certain country to another country.
Okay. What about Maria? What do you think about the long-term impact on with trading with the USA? Because recently Belco been trading, Belco Colombia been trading with USA recently. What do you foresee the long-term tariff impact for Belco Colombia, for example?
Well, of course, the demand will be higher for Colombia, for example, or for other countries as when they apply tariffs to really high tariffs.
So
well,
I can say
we
there'll
haven't.
be yielding pressure as well.
Yes, but more like they will demand more from
Yeah.
us.
Yes.
So of course, as Kelvin is saying, we do not only have the US as our client. We have other markets. So of course, what we say is that as soon as we can have confirmation, we can also negotiate with our value chain suppliers, because we work a lot and really hard on building like long-term relationship and ethical relationships with our suppliers. And for example, one of the things that we've been trying to do with maybe like medium to large producers or farmers is that based on their cost of production, we negotiate the price, not based maybe on the market, because this is really sensitive. And we want to understand really well how their farm works, what are their costs, and then to agree on a price that is good for them, but good for us as well. And of course, to be able to supply this to our customers, to our roasters. So this is one of the things that we try to do, to always try to search for different alternatives in order to be able to continue the relationship, always with trust and transparency.
Okay. All right. Okay, I have one more question. For coming back to Belco branding and traceability and transparency. For home brewers, right, who wants to support ethical source beans, of course, obviously can go for mono origin. What about other countries like or other roasters, right? Where do they buy Belco beans, for example, roasted by the, of course, local roasters? Are you guys going to put like a logo? Are you guys going to advise the roasters, the local roasters, to put something so that the home brewers can recognize and would like to purchase from them?
Well, at the moment, what we have like as a logo and like a brand, which is like B2C, business to client, is the Fresh Coffee Clean Ocean or Fresh Cacao Clean Ocean, which is the brand of the beans that are coming in the sailing vessel. So in this case for Europe, in all the roasters that are buying these beans of coffee or of cacao, they use all the material or the branding material that we have, stickers, T-shirts, many things. So the final consumer knows that this coffee at least is being being transported with a low carbon footprint. But more than that, we will see, because
It's kind of hard to enforce, isn't it?
the thing is that I mean, clients wants to know, but also for clients, who is the hero in the story?
Yeah.
They should be the farmers always.
Yes.
Because without them, we wouldn't have the coffee. Belco is doing a hard work as well in the chain to be able to bring these beans to the roasters, and the roasters to the clients. So it's good that they know that we exist, but the protagonists or the heroes are the farmers.
The farmers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw also in your website, Belco website has a lot of farmer stories.
Yes.
Talking about farmers of the month,
Yes.
Nicaragua 2024, who are the top farmers from your
Yes.
trading,
Okay.
from your products as well. Yeah, that's on that. Okay, let me search for another. Okay, all right, cool. So beside mono, right? Of course, mono right now have some lineup coming up. Mono right now currently have Ethiopia, Colombia, Brazil,
Kenya,
Indonesia that I bought
Indonesia.
before.
Yes.
Kenya.
Is there any more, like also Kenya?
Well,
Any more lineup coming up?
We are definitely opening up, so to more countries that we can go and visit and audit the farms to ensure there's traceability and all the ethical things, the inputs that they put in their agriculture practice. So slowly, one of my main priorities, of course, to source better quality or more ethical source coffee from ASEAN region, because ASEAN is our neighbors and among some of the largest producers in the world, and the carbon footprint from ASEAN countries to Malaysia is super low, right? Sometimes I can get coffee from Indonesia or in Laos and to be here in a matter of just 2 weeks
Yeah.
compared to months or even 4 to 6 months, sometimes from Brazil or Colombia.
Yeah.
So I can make this very quickly. I can have fresher stocks. I can have better condition because of shorter logistic
Yes.
time
Yes.
and also less exposure to the
Carbon
weather
footprint.
elements.
Yeah.
Weather because
yeah.
sometimes if let's say a container is above deck, you're exposed to hot sun, and that's detrimental to the condition of the coffee. So every time we ship coffee, we always insist to have the coffee below deck. But sometimes it doesn't happen, so we can't have the guarantee.
So we have coffee from all our neighbor countries, right? I'm just curious over here. We have obviously our big boy neighbors like Indonesia, of course, Vietnam. Thailand is, I believe, is also very high in terms of coffee producing.
No, they're not high.
Not that high, right?
They don't have enough to.
But at least, they're higher than us, obviously.
We are
Malaysia.
hardly anything. When it
So
comes
what
to
happened
coffee.
to Malaysia market, right? For in terms of coffee agriculture, why is it nobody is looking at the Malaysian coffee growing this market segment?
Okay, you have to understand that.
In terms of Arabica, I understand that we have
so I think
Liberica.
we don't talk about coffee first, but
Okay.
you have to understand in terms of agriculture, our production is mainly, durian, and we are one of the two largest producer of palm oil in the world.
Yes.
We are technically a duopoly in terms of that power. So if given that power, why would anyone want to even consider planting other lesser crop? Right? Because we don't have the power. I mean, if we plant coffee, we are competing with Indonesia, we are competing with Vietnam, we are competing with so many countries around the world. So of course, if we are not competing with other countries, where our palm oil is, that's why our priorities are there. And the other problem that we have in Malaysia is also when you are managing farms, who are our laborers? Our laborers are all foreign workers. They are not native in Malaysia, migrants or contract workers. So technically, if I were to start a coffee project, I'm not supporting enough local people. Yeah, laborers, people. I mean, because when we want to do something, let's say as a project, we want to make sure it supports and build nation building activities. And by having foreign laborers, I'm not convinced that we are technically nation building through foreign workers. That's me.
Okay. All right. But in terms of climate, do you think that Malaysia is suitable for that? Let's put I believe the palm oil is more like government kind of side of things, right? It's more like government control industry, commodity.
It's a commodity.
Yeah. So if we talk about climate, weather, do you think that Malaysian market, Malaysian soil is suitable for coffee farming?
I think the environment suits because we are sitting in between the coffee belt.
Yes.
So although we don't have volcanic soil, but our weather, our rainfall are definitely suitable. We do have areas of high altitude as well, but some of the areas of high altitude, we don't necessarily have the access road to those mountain ranges. So it can be a challenge if we are starting a project in the middle of our Titiwangsa mountain range, and we do have roads to go up to the altitude that we want to grow a coffee in. Infrastructure is a challenge.
Okay. All right. Understand. Okay. I have questions for both of you. Like, of course, Maria on behalf of Belco, and of course, Kelvin on behalf of Coffex Coffee. What's the next big plan for Belco in very near future? Let's, for example, like 5 to 10 years. Is there any more bigger plan beside the 100% of sales shipment? Are you guys going to, new branch, new office, new products?
Maybe new products. Yes, we are working towards like we call it co-products. So, for example, not just coffee and cacao, but maybe like the coffee leaves from the trees for tea, or the
Cascara.
cascara. Yes. So and maybe also with cacao as well. Other maybe cacao nibs, not just the cacao. So the idea is to maybe have more products in our
In your lineup.
portfolio, or in so that's the big thing. Of course, also always thinking in sustainability. The sailing vessel increasing transportation for the rest of the of the countries. Actually, we might start with the US next year. That's the idea as well. So that's the plans we have.
All right, cool. Thanks, Maria. How about Kelvin? Do you have a next big plan in 5 or 10 years for Mono or for Coffex Coffee?
Well, for Mono, for sure, because we are working at many projects, many angle researching how to make better use of coffee as a product into the health area as well. I'm not going to reveal so much now, but we are working on how to have coffee as part of our health.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's coming
great.
soon. That's coming soon. We already have some products already being testing now. I wouldn't say much at this point
Is
in
it
time.
this year or next year or next 2 years?
Definitely this starting end of this year. We already have some researchers did something with the coffee, and it's good for our health.
Is under the Mono branding?
We are not sure yet. So it could be under a wellness brand, a separate wellness brand. But all the coffee will be sourced through the Mono program.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So right now we're at the 40 minutes mark. Anything else to share before we wrap up the session?
I think on the direction of Mono and Coffex, we are definitely heading a direction of zero carbon. We are working towards that. When we achieve that, we are not sure, but we are doing a lot of measurements on our emissions, on our energy consumptions, on our waste management. Even last weekend, we went to activity to plant trees with UPM. So
It's a CSR kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a CSR for sure. But it also allows us access to people in university level so that we can do more activities and also do future researches. Because as you know, universities has a lot of access to talented people, researchers, labs. So a lot of things can come out of that.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we wrap up, Maria?
No, just feel very happy to be working with partners like Coffex that share our same values and our same vision. It is really important for us.
We're really hopeful.
Thank you.
Really hopefully that we can spread the words and inspire more people and inspire more people to source much more ethical green beans as well.
I think not only sourcing, but practice sustainability in our lives. Yeah. And also practice sustainability as a part of our own personal responsibility in business.
All right. That's cool. Thanks both of you. And that's it for today. Take care. Thanks for
you.
listening, everyone.
Thank
Say
you.
goodbye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you all.